Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and this is going to be a pretty short video. I just want to show how I make my DIY shimmer pens. This was a request from a viewer who left a comment on one of my videos, and so what I'm gonna do is show one way of doing it. If you look up DIY shimmer pens, you'll find a lot of different videos, and I did the same a while ago, and this is the mix that I found works best for me, and that is to use Liquitex iridescent medium. And all of your shimmer and shine comes from this, and it's just the one product that you don't need a tube as large as this. I don't know how small they sell them in, but if they sell them smaller, feel free to get a smaller one because you don't really need a lot. A little bit goes a very long ways. And then the next thing you'll want is a water brush pen. So this is one of those pens where you can unscrew the brush, and then the barrel here you can fill with whatever you want. So if you have, let's say, liquid watercolor and you want to dilute it a little bit and paint with it straight from the tube, that's one way of using it. And another is to make your own shimmer pen. So what I like to do is just fill a little bit of water to start, and then give your water brush pen, prime it, especially if you've never used it before. So go ahead and push down on the barrel just to get some water coming through the brush. That way we have some water already flowing. Mediums are basically like a glue, so you don't want the medium to be the first thing through your water brush pen, but it'll work, it'll stay flowing, and if for whatever reason it does get clogged, you can always soak everything in warm water and give it a good clean if you need. Now, I already have a little bit of water in here, and I'm just gonna put a few, you'll see how little I actually use, just a few squirts. There's one little squirt, and we'll do maybe two, or we'll do three. And what I like to do is I don't want to fill the rest of the way straight away with water, and I am using a distilled water because it takes me a while to work through one of these pens, and I don't want any smells or anything to develop. And I filled it maybe halfway through, and I'll go ahead and screw the brush top back on. I'll cap it and give it a nice vigorous shake. And the reason why I'm only filling it halfway is so that, well, for one, I don't feel like I need a large quantity just because I don't use it all that often. But second, you want to give yourself a little bit of room just in case you need to add more water. And you might want to add more water if the solution, you can see it's milky, and all of that medium is, it's not dissolved in the water, because if you sit your pen like this, it will settle. But it is pretty well mixed in with the water there. And if you find that maybe it's too thick and it's not actually coming through your brush, you may want to add more water. If it's too shimmery, which I don't know if that's such a thing, but if you want a little less shimmer, then you can always add more water. So here I'm able to squeeze and it's dripping through just fine. So I don't think in terms of having too much medium, I don't think that's a problem. So now let's test it and see if there's enough shimmer. So leaving some room also gives us, oops, I squeezed a little too much. So go ahead and spread that out a little. And there's a little bit of shimmer. This is pretty subtle, but you can see there's shine in there, and it's a little bit hard to see when it's wet because there's shine from just it being wet. But if you can see the sparkle, that's from the iridescent medium. So I think I might like another dollop or two of the medium. So go ahead and just add a little bit more. We'll add 2. And so this is the part where I don't really go by like a certain recipe at all. I just go with a little bit of trial and error. And I'm just squeezing a little bit of water down the sides there just to get a little bit of that iridescent medium flowing. And again, give it a good shake. You want to shake it every time you go to use it. That way that iridescent medium is well dispersed in the water. And give another little test. Yep, make sure it's flowing. So it's flowing fine. So now you can see more, it's more shimmery. There's that second one. And I do have a Wink of Stella pen, so what I'll do is we'll just do a little comparison and see how shimmery it is compared. It might be running out. I think I am almost out, but maybe that's enough to at least get a comparison. So you can see the Wink of Stella has a little bit of a more gold, warmer look to it, where the iridescent medium, it's a little bit cooler, it's a little bit more of a silver than a gold, but in terms of that sparkle, you can see it's pretty much the same. And the nice thing about doing it yourself is you can, if you don't want quite as much sparkle, or you want more sparkle, that's going to be totally up to you and how much of the iridescent medium you add to your solution. Now, there's only so much that you're going to be able to add, because at some point the solution is going to be too thick to actually flow through your brush. You want to be able to still squeeze and have it come through and just drip off. So that's what you're aiming for, is to still be able to basically, watercolor with this. And you can do just that. So sometimes what I've done is smushed an ink pad onto an acrylic block, and instead of using plain water, I'll use my sparkle pen, my Shimmer pen, and watercolor with this instead of with plain water. So you can definitely play with it and use it to add a little sparkle and shine. So now that this is dried a little bit, it's not completely dry, but you can see it's coming through. That sparkle is coming through a lot more. And this was about half as much shimmer, because remember, I think I added 3 to start, and then I added another 2 little dollops. Not exactly scientific, but you can see the difference. If you want something subtle, you can go for something subtle. And if you want something a little bit more shimmery, then you can always add a little bit more. So that is how you make your own DIY shimmer pen, at least one method of doing it. So I hope that you'll give it a shot. Let me know what you think, if that works for you. If you have other recipes that are your favorite for creating your own shimmer pen, please do share. Thanks so much, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.